Campbell here. Appreciate all of you tuning in on this beautiful Michigan summer night. We've got some more relaxing... Campbell here. Appreciate all of you tuning in on this beautiful Michigan summer night. We've got some more relaxing...
You've got to be kidding me.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this Filmmaking with, and we are here today with Isaac Carlton. Thanks everyone for being here, and we just saw Isaac's short film, It's About Time.
Yes, pretty nice sci-fi movie. Just want to say hi to Wolf. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thanks. Rebecca, hi. Emilio, always there. You're a real warrior.
Emilio is a warrior. that we cannot argue with.
So yeah, actually, this episode of Filmmaking with is pretty much a new version of the episode, since instead of doing some short film critique, we decided to mix the two of them, play the movie in front of you, and then ask the question directly to the director. So if you have any, don't be shy to ask them away in the chat. I will be transferring them to Isaac. Isaac. It's in French. Isaac.
Yeah, whatever. Either way.
So how you doing, Isaac?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
one
were easy to
question I
communicate
have,
with.
Isaac, right away.
Yeah.
Because
Go at me.
Of the ending of the film. So what happened to the guy? I want to know. I need to know.
So funny, man, this question has plagued me ever since I made this. And I think it's the reason why I'm working on this new short film, and I think I steered away from doing an open ending like this one, because everybody's question is, where did he go? And I will say, I'm not going to answer where he went, because there's something I really like about keeping it open-ended and letting kind of your imagination do the work. At least that's what I like. But I will say that he did send the fridge back to himself. So his future self is communicating with him. But to when and where he's going, that's left to see if it's if I could ever turn it into a bigger story, I would explore that.
A follow-up question.
Sure.
Was that ending a result of writer's block?
Probably. I think what I was trying to do is I love the movie Inception a lot. And I think that's one of those endings that keeps you guessing. And I think this was my poor man's version, really trying to get there. I don't think it landed because I didn't have 2 hours to create motivation for this character of why he would go and stuff. Still, it's
pretty good. The fact that it's open-ended, and I don't think it's a bad thing to have it open-ended and have people question why, what happened to him, because people keep thinking about the film and keep thinking about the events that happened in the film.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you say, "Oh, I got a lot of questions about this," I think it's a positive that you got a lot of questions about this.
Yeah,
Misting Wolf. Misting Wolf. The comment also says that he loves open endings.
Good.
So that's a good thing. Now, on a more technical side, we sometimes as filmmakers we try to to tell a story through music and stuff. So I wanted to know that the intro song. Does it have a certain meaning? Is the title or anything has a certain meaning towards the movie?
Yeah. I wouldn't say there's like a whole lot of meaning to that song. I think what I was setting off to do with this short was just to kind of create like a certain mood. And the mood I was going for was kind of like a mix between like nostalgia, but also kind of something that I don't know what the feel of it is. There's like a nostalgia, but kind of futuristic at the same time. So I just grew up listening to a lot of 80s music. I really love 80s music. And I think I was watching a lot of Stranger Things at the time. And so one of my friends that is really talented, I asked him, I was like, hey, could you make me a guitar riff for the radio? Just something that maybe would be playing late night in 1985. And that's what he came up with. And I love it. I just listened to that song. I have a 2-minute version of it on SoundCloud. So every once in a while I'll turn it on. But yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty good. It does the trick for sure.
Cool. Good.
So yeah, we were talking about it during the showing of the film, but the digital numbers on the fridge. What do they mean? Why are they flashing?
Yeah. Some people might be a little disappointed. No. So the numbers on the fridge we were having all kinds of issues with the clock. that night because we were wiring it up and the batteries were dying and we couldn't reset it. And we eventually landed on 8/25 because we filmed it 25th of August in 2018, I guess, 2 years ago now. So yeah, that's why we chose the date. And then they were flashing because the clock wouldn't stop flashing. And eventually we were like, screw it, we have to keep it flashing. So that's why that it was like that.
Okay. And actually another question for the fridge. No.
The fridge.
No, but who created it?
Like in real life or in the film?
No, in real life.
So there's a story behind this fridge. A lot of people, because this was posted on Dust, and a lot of the comments I was reading was like, oh, that's a cool nod to Back to the Future, because apparently the first idea for Back to the Future was that the time machine would be a fridge. And that I had no idea until I finished this. So that was funny. But yeah, my friend and the person who shot this, Levi, he had made the fridge like 2 years prior for a more ambitious short film where also about time travel. And it was just kind of a big project that started but never kind of fizzled out, you know. It never got completed, and this fridge was just in his parents' garage for 2 years or so. And one day I was just like, man, we need to use that fridge. So I kind of just wrote the story around this prop, and it was already created. We did some little things to it for the film, but for the most part, it was there. So the story was really just written around this prop because it was cool to look at, you know.
Yeah, it is actually a pretty cool fridge. And already in the chat we have our warrior Emilio who says like numbers for a date and time. I'm getting Back to the Future vibe here. And so so he picked it up right away.
Cool. 1985, great year.
Actually, it's something that we usually get into because it's always fun to know how much budget there was for this film and if you went over it or not.
Yeah. I mean, I never budgeted it out. Like, I wasn't like, we have to stay under this number. Basically, I was broke and I was like, we need to make something. So I want to say it was about $1,000 to make this. And most of that was just for post-production. I did rent a few things, but gear-wise, we were very limited. You know, like we didn't even have an external monitor for our camera. So literally, there's shots in there that are slightly out of focus, and that's because we were using this little dinky monitor on the Sony camera, and it looked sharp on the screen, but when we saw it blown up, it was, you know, just a little bit off. So if I could do it over again, I wish I could make it with more gear and more lighting because it's underlit a little bit in certain parts, but that's just all we had, and we knew we wanted to do it. But yeah, we stayed around $1,000. So
what was the post-production costs for this?
The main costs were VFX and color grading. I had a guy that I'm working with now again for my new film color grade it, and that was so worth the money. I really we lit it as well as we could for what we wanted, but his color grading really helped it. And then VFX was just adding stars in the sky. We left there's like a couple of those dolly shots. I actually left like this big red bag on the ground on accident. It was housing our batteries, and it was we had such a small crew, we didn't really have anybody looking out for that stuff. So I was, you know, looking at the footage the next day. I was like, oh my gosh, like we left this bag, and I sent it to my friend. I was like, can we remove this? And he removed it and made it look nice. So that was some of the cost as well.
Well, I think that's a great example of VFX done well. A lot of people complain now about, VFX has become a plague on filmmaking, but I think VFX in this movie are awesome because they're invisible. It doesn't take out of the story. It just helps you stay focused in the story, and it helps build the universe in which the film takes place.
Yeah, for sure. I think VFX, they get a bad reputation sometimes, but I mean, they're essential. I think like you're always gonna need to clean up if you're just doing a normal story. Like often you can just use little things to enhance your image, and hopefully if they're done well, no one will notice.
Yeah, that's what we hope for Shadow of the Conqueror, that they're gonna be done perfect.
They are. You got. I'm believing in it.
Yeah, we too. Well, we have no choice. Okay. So next question about this movie. What was the biggest challenge in this film?
Oh my gosh. Where to begin? This was like the first film I made that actually felt like I was actually making a short film, if that makes sense. Like it's the most time I'd put into something. So it taught me a lot of things. And I think the main thing it taught me was how important pre-production is. Seems like you guys know that with what you're doing with Shadow of the Conqueror and having all this time, but I did not know that at all. Like I didn't storyboard for this.
One thing I'm going to say is that having more time for pre-production doesn't mean you're going to do more pre-production.
Yeah, it's also true, probably. Okay.
So I'm gonna give an example of past short films that I've done.
Okay.
Okay, so I've done short films where we had 2 weeks of pre-production for a 2-day shoot, and another short that we had 2 months of pre-production for a 2-day shoot. Obviously, these are long timelines for paid gigs.
Yeah.
For unpaid gigs, where the people in the sorry, I'm looking for my words. For unpaid gigs where people give their time when they have some time and they need to keep working on their day job at the same time.
Yeah. Totally.
That's why it needs to be on a longer timeline.
Sure.
So, but from what I noticed is that in 2 months, people did about the same amount of work as in 2 weeks. Because for the first 2 months, for the first most of the time during the 2 months, I asked people every week, okay, so what did you do? What did you move forwards toward what you have to do in pre-production? And most people were telling me, no, I didn't have time, or I didn't think about it, or something like that. Like 1 person out of 5 in the team had done what they had to do.
Oh no. So you're saying when things are down to the wire and you're forced to really put in that effort.
And when we got to 2 weeks before shooting, that's when things started to roll.
Everyone suddenly had time for some reason.
Exactly. And that goes back to, I'm sorry for those who don't like it, but I'm going to be doing my life coach again and say, you always have time for things you want to do.
Yeah. It's true. It's a good word.
It's just that you choose not to do it.
So that all makes sense. I don't have an excuse for this one because I was doing all the prep. You know?
Well, it's the same thing. It's just
I guess. Yeah. So anyway, we had maybe 5 people on the crew for the start, but after a few hours, it ended up just being me directing and holding the boom, and then a cinematographer, and then the actor. And that was most the night or the outdoor stuff. So the hardest thing was just trying to get it shot before the sun came up, because we only had one night to shoot it. And it did start raining for about an hour. And so that's when I went inside and started scratching off shots that weren't essential, but shots I would have liked to have, like different angles. And suddenly towards the end, it was just a rush. And there are shots in there, inserts of like, I don't know, when he grabs the flashlight and pours the coffee, that's my hand, because it's not the actor, because it's just like he had to go, and we blacked out the windows and shot those scenes. So there's definitely, it was just under a strict like 12-hour period that we could film. So that was the hardest. So what I learned from this was just, you need to have more time. If you have that small of a crew, you need more time. So that was really hard.
Yeah, I did it was a 24, no, it was a 72 hours film race. And I was just there for the shoot, but that 12 hours was crazy, man. That was ridiculous how much shot we made, and moving the lights at like 5 minutes so that we can make it possible. But that's where you learn the most, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's like film school.
Yeah, actually, the first project I directed at school was like that.
Yeah, run and gun.
Yeah, the last day was crazy. We had an actress that was never there, and every time I was turning around and be like, okay, good, we're gonna shoot that. Where is she? Oh, she decided to go take a walk. What the hell? so that was literally my weekend.
Just chasing the actress.
Oh my god,
we're ready for you.
She was always disappearing. I don't know where.
Was she famous? Okay. Did she have the clout to be able to do this, or
nope, not at all?
Oh wow.
Yeah, but cool. He didn't. He also didn't have a crew, a paid crew waiting for her, because if it was the case, it would have been a very different conversation.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we would have switched her, said that she died midway shooting. I don't know. Well, we're gonna move to you now, Isaac. Talk a bit about yourself. What got you into filmmaking? When you started?
Yeah, I mean, I've been making just goofy YouTube skits since or even before YouTube. I was just always filming random little videos and I started editing, on Windows Movie Maker, classic. And just making these videos, always fascinated with the transitions, like a star forms into the next shot. And I was just blown away. Like suddenly I had the power to edit, which felt so cool. And then my brother and I posted a YouTube video in 2009, I want to say, because friends of ours did it and we were kind of jealous. We were like, oh, we need to do this. This is awesome. So we started doing that. And basically from then on, I was off and on making these YouTube videos, kind of just skits. And I learned a lot from those, but never thought of it as a career or I'm going to do film or anything until all my friends were going to school, my senior year of high school. And I was like, man, I guess I could try doing filmmaking. I just never thought of it as a viable option, because I'm from a very small town in Minnesota. Nobody does film there. It's not, it feels like a very I don't know, something that people just don't engage with.
You see, you should get in contact with Dawson. Even his wife is an actress, so
yeah, honestly, anyone that does film here, it's always exciting. So yeah, from there on, I started taking it a little bit more seriously, and yeah, I want to say in the last few years, I've been pushing it harder to make shorts, or at least be writing, and that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm a filmmaker for work as well. So I'm creating videos for work, not necessarily films, but I'm shooting a lot of video and then just doing passion projects on the side whenever I can. So
Corporate for the wind.
yes.
Yeah,
Are you doing more corporate, or are you doing more like weddings, or?
I work for a church actually, so I film a variety of content for them.
Okay, cool.
And then I also still do the occasional wedding, depending on how my schedule's looking, and I do a lot of different stuff. I hate weddings, but I will do them occasionally.
I only did one wedding so far.
Yeah.
It went correctly, I would say.
Did you have fun though?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh wow,
it was fun.
Good.
No, actually, I did 2 weddings.
Weddings are, it feels like manual labor. Very, very hard. Mentally.
Yeah,
I'm always scared that I'm going to format the card and after an important moment or something.
It's a very long day, and like you come back and you're like, back up the cards.
Yes, immediately.
If there's something you don't want to screw up, it's a marriage. Like you don't want to screw up that moment.
Nope. No, not the best time.
No, that's not the moment to learn.
Learn from your errors, but not on a wedding.
Not on a wedding, no.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Well, not just to yourself, to the bride.
Yeah, especially the bride, because even without a gun, they're dangerous.
They'll understand. They'll understand.
Yeah, maybe after a year.
After a year, yeah.
Without talking to you, but yeah.
You probably won't get paid.
No, neither. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only wedding I'm gonna do is my brother's wedding next year, and one
and done.
Yeah, after that I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, you already know you won't like it.
Oh, I already know.
How much are you charging?
I will like it.
Yeah, is this
I'm
a
not
favor?
even charging him.
Oh, even worse. Even worse.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna be there having fun with him and just shooting those parts, and I'm gonna try to make it memorable, and hopefully it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
even though it's not gonna be perfect because there's always something going wrong.
It's gonna be too. It's gonna be too shaky, and then you're gonna have crappy sound, and then. Yeah, the sun is gonna be right in the camera, and you're gonna have super bad.
There's always something. Always. So Isaac, next question: what is your favorite movie of all time?
I'm just gonna say Back to the Future. I have the poster. It's the only movie poster I have, and it's hanging on my wall out there. I love it, man. I think that script is so good. When's the last time you guys have seen that movie?
It's been some time.
A couple of years back. Easy.
Yeah. A couple.
I don't know if you watch it and just think
I'm
about. I'm
probably gonna watch it in the future.
Oh my gosh!
Shit.
You went there. I love it. It definitely inspired this one and kind of made me like time travel stories, and I always find myself gravitating towards like time travel ish movies. I really enjoy those, so that movie is just awesome.
So did you watch Tenet?
I watched it twice. Yeah,
I haven't yet. I just want to watch it, and every time I don't have the time.
Man, that one will it's crazy. I call it, when people ask me what I thought, I'm like, it's like Inception on steroids.
Oh my god.
It's the most confusing movie I've ever seen, but beautiful to look at. And if you read into it, the more and more I like it. It's worth the watch. For sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Christopher Nolan. He's not going to make a bad movie.
Okay, just sorry. I have to ask a question to John.
Yeah.
So I see, John, you're in the... he's one of the...
Yeah, I saw him.
The guys in the
John.
chat. So
you won a statue.
Yeah, he won one of the
miniatures.
And now that I know that your last name is Williams, are you like related to John Williams? Because that would be a bit crazy.
John Williams Jr.
Okay, no, he's in the UK, so I'm guessing not. But it was still funny. I had to say it.
He's composing as we speak.
As long as he keeps his composure.
Boom. I got it. Laughing.
So you, Francis.
Yeah. So we're gonna see which director influenced your films the most.
I never know how to answer this. I have favorites right now. I don't feel like there was one director, really. We talked a little bit before, but Denis. How do you say his last name? Denis
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce it. I love his movies. I really liked. I love Prisoners, and that's kind of what got me interested in like the thriller genre. I think that movie's amazing. But yeah, I love Arrival and just watched Enemy, which was really interesting. So I just love the tone of his movies. And there's something about those movies that just really like every shot seems very intentional and like special kind of.
Nothing seems wasted with him. Like nothing is.
No, I feel like he has complete control, and there's something cool about that. I like Rian Johnson a lot. I know that's a lot of Star Wars fans. Don't have. I think he just like gets a bad rap sometimes, and I thought Knives Out was so good. I love that movie, but Looper mainly I loved. I think that's another cool kind of like time travel movie. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's so original, and I think he's just a brilliant filmmaker. So yeah, those are two that at least right now that I'm really enjoying.
In Prisoners, did you notice? When they're in the car driving and there's a cross between them at some point?
Yeah.
Did you notice that when they are both on the same page, the cross is one way, and as soon as one disagrees with the other, the cross is the other way?
No way.
Yeah, take a look at that. At the beginning of the movie, the cross is one way because they're both on the like they both agree on what they're doing.
And then
but at some point, they split, and the cross goes the other way around to split them.
That is directing right there. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch that again. I just watched it like a week ago, and I did not catch that.
It's amazing. There are so many levels of stuff you can find in these movies.
The ending of that movie is insane. I got like goosebumps the first time I watched that. That was amazing.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What is your thought process when you create?
Ooh, thought process. For me, I need to. Writing has always been difficult, because I want to write something that excites me, something that pushes me to actually like want to go out and make the thing. I have a hard time just sitting down and writing and knowing that I might not make it. So I need to find something that really excites me. But the problem is I don't love writing either. So what I've found for the last 3 shorts that I've done is like, I need to find a prop or a location beforehand that kind of I can write around, because a lot of the stuff I'm doing is like very small crew, no one's getting paid on set, and we're just there to have fun. So I try to find something small enough, that excites me, a location or a prop, and then just kind of go from there. That's what I did with the fridge. That's kind of what I did with my new short film.
That's a very nice way to go about it.
And then went from there.
Yeah.
Pretty nothing super inspiring. It's more out of convenience and practicality at this point in my life.
Well, that's actually pretty nice. Actually, we were talking about the the extras that kept disappearing during my short, and on the last day of shoot, we were supposed to do a scene in the basement of a church, and one at one of the students' home, and she just left that day. without telling anyone. So we have waited for what, 3 hours, I think, and we had to recreate the whole scene without her in it within 30 minutes to shoot it before the other actress left.
Wow.
It was crazy, but that's the moment I was the most creative in my life.
Yeah, forced into it, right?
Yeah, that was ridiculous, but such a nice
challenges force creativity.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, man, that was crazy. But no, I get it. It's actually so hard to just sit down and write something. Like I do the same actually, but with characters. Like sometimes I just have a flash of some character, and that's when I write a story around it. But really, just like a 2 minutes maybe of something. And I want to try to do like mini shorts, episodic shorts of that character. Totally. That's one of my goals. But yeah, it's hard. Writing is hard.
Yeah, and it's hard to know when something's worth shooting with, because I mean, I never think shorts need to be complete, because I view them more as it's like a fragment of hopefully like a bigger thing. It's hard to tell it's hard to develop characters in 5 minutes, and it's hard to really go for a big arc or something. So it can be difficult to write something that is at least complete enough to feel like it's worth shooting, Yeah. Otherwise you end up just doing a big old web series or something. You're like, well, end it on a cliff. If you end it on a cliffhanger, you're forced to write something else too. So you need to complete it at some point. So yeah,
it's so hard.
Mm-hmm. It's just writing's so hard. I've found that writing with another person is key for me. That's really helpful. At least coming up with a draft on my own, but then having someone else come and help me out, that's been great.
What's happening there?
No, it's okay. Keep
okay,
going.
Good. Okay. So anyway, next point, actually, it's more technical, because we've never really talked about storyboarding on the channel. We've talked about some technical stuff, but never storyboarding. So I saw a video on your channel about the importance of storyboarding for you. And actually, if you could dig deeper into it with the audience to tell them exactly why it's important. And
Yeah. I mean, I think storyboarding relates a lot to writing, because if you have a hard time writing, or if you have writer's block, I think storyboarding is a great way to get out of it, because I don't know. I see things a lot more visually. So if I'm actually drawing out the story, that really helps me kind of edit in my head and really just see the film before it's shot. So I've found that it's very helpful for me in the writing process. So maybe before I'm even done with the script, I'll start storyboarding. And I say this like I've done it a lot, but I've just done this for my newer short that I'm working on, and it helped me so much. Whereas It's About Time, the one we just watched, I didn't do a storyboard for that one. And I think that's what made the shoot so stressful, because when it was raining and I was crossing out shots because we just didn't have time to film, I didn't really see the image that I was crossing out, and I think seeing your storyboard really allows you to see, all right, we can survive if we take this shot out, and so I think it's great to have. I don't think you need to stick to it super strongly. There's a lot of times where I completely change, but just having it there as a confidence booster and a visual cue is really helpful.
I'm gonna go a bit in an extreme concerning storyboards. I don't remember where I saw that, but someone was talking about storyboarding and saying that a perfect film has any frame you can stop on it, and it's like a painting, that the image is so perfect that you're like, wow, this could be my desktop background. So I was if you look at something like Blade Runner 2049, a lot of shots. I think it's a very good example for this, because a lot of the shots in this movie are very, very visually appealing.
Yes. Yeah. It's a gorgeous movie.
So
that's it. Yeah.
That's a great
That's a
example
challenge.
of
Totally.
I know and when we're making short films, it's not as easy to be like, okay, we're gonna do
your role of it.
But that's the goal, right? It
But-
should be.
Yeah, it's trying to get as close as possible to every frame of the movie being a piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
On
Yeah.
top of having a great story.
Yeah.
And that's
Definitely.
why in my mind filmmaking is the top art form that exists, because it's a combination of sculpting, of drawing, of painting, of storytelling, of music, of audio, all of it put together in one piece.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's all-inclusive art form. It's you need a ton of people that are really good to make it come to life. It's can't just whip Blade Runner 2049 out yourself.
No.
Okay,
That would take a little
let's
bit.
do it.
I mean, I think we could do it, us three, but
Maybe just this one right there.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's take this shot and we're just gonna recreate that.
Let's do it.
That's
Open
it's
up
doable.
Windows Movie Maker.
That's doable. I'm sure we can do that.
Well, you're getting good with sculpting 3D figures, so we'll get there. Actually, there's a question from Rebecca asking, what are some good storyboarding programs for the less artistically talented? Do you use any program?
I've tried, and I do not use them. And I'm not artistic. I'll show you. I have pen and paper. My storyboards. Here's an example of what they look like.
Okay, yeah. Is that a broom? The second image?
No. So I've tried programs, but I found that as long as you can interpret what you're drawing and you know what it is, that's enough for me. Because there's something about you're thinking about it and you're drawing it like on a physical piece of paper. So that's kind of, I know some people love programs, but I can't draw. I basically just draw stick figures, and that's enough for me. So I'm not going to be able to help with the software side of things. But I wouldn't be afraid to just draw. You don't need to be good at it.
I don't remember what software I was using, but I
know there's some good ones.
I had one that was both free, and it included 3D models of characters that you could use to place in the shot.
Yeah.
And it was
I can't
relatively easy to use, but we got a storyboard artist, so I stopped using it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
yeah, you can animate your shot, right? On this one?
no, it's just
No? Okay,
making
there's
stuff.
one. Okay, there's one that that we talked about in school where you could actually animate your shot directly on the screen, but you need a super powerful computer to do that. So
Got it.
Well, I know that Cinematography Database has created a plugin for Cinema 4D that makes it really easy to previs for film. So it includes models of cameras with their sensors, with their lenses, with the real lights. So you can say, okay, I have an aperture panel with that I'm gonna put at or an ARRI panel that I'm gonna put at 70%, and it's gonna give you exactly that light output. And you can say, okay, I have a Canon C200 with an with a prime lens of 50 millimeter. I put it at 1.8, and it gives you almost perfectly exactly what the image is gonna give you. But first, I think Cinema 4D is $4,000 a year.
God damn.
And plus you need to pay for the plugin. And
Stick to paper.
And plus you also need to be good, and you need to be able to use a 3D software as well. And also you need a good computer.
Yeah.
On top of that. So
I wish I know there's free ones too. I don't know the name.
What I use otherwise is just Photoshop. I just draw on Photoshop, and that's it. So it's basically the same thing as drawing on pen and paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but digitally. So actually, I want to move to something else that I've seen on your channel. You did a submission for Film Riot 2 years ago, which got you the silver winner. It was a beautiful 1-minute film that I really liked.
Thanks.
Would you approve if we show it right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, do you want me to show it completely like we did for the first one, or?
Yeah, it's only a minute. It's pretty
just
short.
a small screen over there. That would be good.
Is it Sleepwalker?
No, it's beta.
Okay,
Beta, yeah.
Did you send me the link for that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
In Messenger, it's just before your question about I don't remember the word, but
okay,
about the music.
Sorry.
Okay, good. Krita is free.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't leave the house, okay?
Okay. I'm gonna get you out of here.
So long ago.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a great way to end it.
How did you get the idea for that movie?
I don't remember. I think it's actually been 3 years since I shot it. I think I thought of like just a title of like, oh, the gold. It was initially supposed to be a goldfish, but
Okay.
you're not supposed to just keep a goldfish in a bowl. So we bought a beta fish, and then after we filmed this, that's my nephew actually, and they just kept the fish. So I just was like, all right, we'll call it Beta. And I don't remember even coming up with the story really. It was writing something a minute long was really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I did a short for a Film Riot contest, same thing. I spent like 3 hours just thinking, okay, what could I do? I could take this and this, and it was during the pandemic, so I was alone with my girlfriend, and I was like, okay, can you participate with me? Can you help me? And she was like, no, I don't want to help you. so I was just trying to find something that I could do on my own in my apartment, and I think I did a decent job.
Is yours done? I want to see it.
Yes. Okay, give me a second. I just need to go and find it.
Was that a 1 minute as well?
Yes.
Cool.
So actually, here we have some Misting Wolf advice. on a serious note, don't keep fish in a bowl. Just because they can't breathe air doesn't mean they don't deserve that. My betta is in a 5-gallon tank, and even that's still not ideal. And never release your pet fish into the wild.
It didn't live in the bowl. That was just for the video. It was in a tank.
So no animal cruelty there.
I just didn't have time to put any credits in, but yes, it was properly taken care of.
Okay, so here it is, my 1-minute short film.
So this was a dark film. It started out as a comedy. Man, that's really good. Really good.
It was all filmed in one room by myself.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, though.
Yeah, simple and well done.
In one day.
Cool effects. Yeah.
Also.
Did you edit it in one day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything done in the same day. The effects,
Cool.
Everything.
Okay, so since you mentioned it, Dylan, why not play Sleepwalker?
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, let's stay on the horror themes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in October after all.
It's true.
Okay,
Halloween's
so-
coming up. Yeah.
Do we want to comment on this one or just show it again?
Whatever.
I can comment on it if you want.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend who shot It's About Time wrote and directed this one, and we filmed this last October. So
That's a cool shot.
yeah, it's funny. So Crypt TV wanted them to. I think they wanted a little intro because the film was supposed to start just on this shot. I don't love acting, so but I did it.
Okay, so that's you.
Yeah, that's me. Walking barefoot in the woods was not very fun.
What I was noticing when he was in the room and opened the door, I think the perspective didn't work with. I'm not sure. I would have to look again, but. Okay, so you got the bed out of the place and... In this shot, is it you in both?
That's a double.
It's a double?
Come on, we got
An actor with brown hair.
Subscribe for new scary videos and comment with your theories on the Crypt Monster universe.
There it is.
Remember, it's all connected.
And I am now a subscriber of that channel.
Okay, so...
It's fun to shoot.
So, how did you do the door shut outside? That created the creepy Narnia effect.
The creepy Narnia effect.
Yeah, John said that. It's a... Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a green screen, but...
It wasn't even. It was
It
just...
wasn't?
It was just like he just comped. Or,
Roto?
I mean, they were there. Yeah, Roto. Yeah, I'm not an effects person. Yeah, he rotoed me. And then we actually did have a physical door out in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, so it was a cool prop. It's actually still out in the woods there, so it's a little creepy. It's just out there, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah.
So I'm guessing it's close to where you live?
It's about 2 hours north. It's close
Okay.
to where I grew up. Yeah, it's up north Minnesota. Yeah.
Did you hurt your foot while running?
I did, yeah. Funny enough, there's a shot in here where I was running and I had my shoes on. So like I'm sprinting and it's in here and you suddenly saw like this big Nike logo. And we're like, oh gosh, that's not going to work. So luckily we shot in 4K and it's mastered in 1080. So we were able to crop in just a little bit and get the shoe out of the shot. Yeah.
So before we go on to the last question, here's another one. Do you have any funny story from when you were on set?
Oh, yes. I always had this. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. There's been a lot of like happy accidents. I feel like whenever I've made stuff, like lights turn off at the right time. An example I'll give is we were shooting a short film just a couple months ago, this new one I'm working on, and basically the two people get stalled in an elevator. It's this pregnant woman and a creepy janitor. That's the info I'll give. So they're riding down and the elevator gets stuck. And while we were filming that scene, the overhead lights that we were shooting with, they were LED lights on batteries, shut off right in the shot where the elevator shakes and it's suddenly stalled. And we kept it because we weren't supposed to have a lighting cue there, but literally we were shooting for hours, and that take, the lights turned off, and it created this whole new mood for the short. And
shit.
that was like the happiest mistake. It was pretty funny. We were all laughing after. We were like, well, that just made everything a lot better. And it made me look like a better director than I was too, because I wasn't even thinking about that at the time. So
you just roll with it. Yep.
Yeah, just
that's
roll
what
with
I
it.
wanted.
Yeah, of course. It was in the plan. Yeah.
Actually, you mentioned what is the project you're working on right now? Sent us a little poster.
Yeah, it's called Jumper. It's like a 4-minute horror film, and yeah, it's just a businesswoman has a strange encounter in an elevator, and then after that, she's pretty convinced that this janitor that works at this building is following her. So it's kind of about their journey from getting stuck in the elevator, and then it leads to outside into the parking lot, and things go down. So I wanted to have like previews of it, but some film festivals are pretty picky, about what can be posted online.
Yeah.
So I decided to withhold.
just to be sure, it's a better idea to
just
do
a safety thing. If it gets accepted, we'll see. So I'm submitted to some.
Rebecca Violet said about Sleepwalker, if Monster Inc. was serious.
Yeah, never thought about that. Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
Narnia and Monsters Inc. turn horror.
Well, I don't know when you plan on releasing Jumper publicly. Do you have an idea, or?
I don't,
because I understand that you don't, because you're waiting probably for the festivals.
Yeah, I just tell people sometime next year.
So
probably later.
I'm gonna offer you the same thing that we offered to what's his name?
To pretty much everyone, actually.
No, well,
we did offered it to.
I was gonna offer you to premiere your short film with us.
Oh.
So that we can do a live stream Q&A afterwards.
Yeah.
So people can ask you questions about the film.
Yes. For when it's out. Okay, cool. I appreciate that.
For when you're gonna release it publicly.
Cool.
So if you're interested, we
yeah,
can do that for you.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I don't know. I have no idea at this point.
It's okay. Take your time when it comes. Just
totally.
Email us and we'll do that for you.
Sweet. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So it was real nice to have you on the live, and I think people also appreciated it. They actually liked your film.
Good.
Got them talking too, so that's pretty nice.
Nice.
So yeah, anytime, whenever you release it, we'll be there.
A few things before we end. So
yes.
I'm not sure if you all saw it, but Scola Gladiatoria made a video today about matriculations and the discussion that we had with Lloyd and Shad. So if you didn't see it, go and look it up. I think he explains very well the argument that we had on that episode. So if you want to go and check it out, I think it's a good idea. If not, thanks for being here with us. If you're interested in supporting this channel and making us and helping us do more videos and better quality videos as well, you can support us on Patreon. There is also the Dalen miniature that is available on My Manufactory. The link is not in the description. I forgot to put it there, but if you're interested in getting the 3D model, here's how it looks. So it's available right now for purchase.
That's awesome.
Why don't you show your own so that people can see that you've been creating stuff?
Mine is there, but Yeah, I can get it.
They're not published yet, eh?
What do
The
you mean?
elephant. The elephant is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's, I showed it to the patrons, so that's a sneak peek that I gave to the patrons. So.
Oh, okay. So we won't show it now. Okay.
I'm excited for your guys' short, Shadow of the Conqueror. That's going to be so cool. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for it.
Well,
yeah.
It's going to come sometime.
Sometime. I know how it goes. It's an interesting time. Hopefully sometime next year, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And Dylan, I'm going to propose you what we've been proposing to everyone. Once you release it, we can live premiere it here if you want. Just for you, I'm doing that for you.
Okay, yeah, thanks Francis for like
so generous.
For like with allowing me to live stream my own short film on my own channel that I'm going to operate.
Yeah, obviously.
The live stream. So, yeah.
And I can even be a guest if you want. And the host. I don't mind. So, Francis, what do you think about that shot? Pretty interesting, Frank.
Love what the director did there. That was really creative choice.
I think we could get Alex as a host for this time. I know that you guys want to see Alex back on the show. He started getting back with us, so he took a long break during the summer, and he's starting to get back into it now. But yeah.
So you should see him soon enough. Maybe in the next Everfans show. We'll see. So again, thanks, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That was a nice show. Thanks for being here, everyone. And see you on the next one.